Many thanks for watching. This is still Breakfast Central on News Central, and we're starting with the very first paper here. First news that's in West Africa, Nigeria, and the first news is talking all about the collapsed building. Now it says here 9 persons pulled out alive. That's what it says. That's a miracle to have people still alive from the rubble you're seeing at the front page of the first news this morning. Now this is happening as death toll hits 20. Sanwo-Olu suspends Building Control Agency's boss for falsifying facts. Yeah, this is the story that talks about how the building that was allegedly approved for 15-story, but later that was denied, and it was given for a fact that it was approved for 21-story floor building, as you can see there. But that's a sad story. There's more update on that. We also have more update on the program. Heavy casualties as bandits raid Niger Castina communities. That's a sad one. That's also at the front page there. Then looking at the update from Justice Odili, Supreme Court angry, tags invasion mission to kill. That's a sad one. PDP's rescue mission will start with Anambra Guber poll. This is coming from Okowa. And the last one I have here talks about PAP. DKO doesn't joke with performance. Ex-agitator won new contractors. This is coming from the first newspaper in Nigeria.
And away from the first newspaper, let's go straight to Tanzania. We're talking about the Citizen. Climate resilient agriculture set for 460 billion shillings boost. And that's exactly what you have. And the front page there, we're talking agriculture this time, where the CRDB Bank PLC has officially unveiled a $200 million facility to finance climate resilient and adaptation projects in the country, targeting 6 million beneficiaries across the agriculture sector. Experts, why search for missing pilot plane could take longer? That's another story you might want to check. It's on page 3. You'll find that story there as well, talking about a mishap and what the experts are actually saying, giving an advice on what could be done. And let's go straight to another one. You'll find that story on page 2. Semia, unlock financing to fight climate change effects. That's what she says. It's just at the bottom there, but you'll find the full story on page 2. And she's actually doing wondrous things, I can say, because she's taken it by the strides. President Samia Suluhu, they're warning about inaction among wealthy nations, meaning that countries with low adaptive capacity, such as Tanzania, will have no option but to brace for more adverse effects of climate change. So you have all of this right there in the Citizen. Just make sure you could copy just one copy and, of course, go ahead and read it.
While the Citizen's paper is talking about climate change and food security, the Daily Nation is all about politics, education, and crisis. Now, the front page of the Daily Nation is all about Ruto and the price of quitting Jubilee. Now, you can see Ruto himself. He's saying, we have joined hands with your leaders, some of who were in other parties, who will be under UDA. Is that a different party we're looking at? Well, you need to go to page 5 of the Daily Nation this morning. Also looking at the educational sector, Ministry announces midterm break in 2 weeks. Now, this is at the break of the wave of student unrest that has spread throughout the country. Now, it also says the school property worth millions of shillings have been lost, but that's also on page 7 of the Daily Nation. And looking at the Daily Nation, we have the Ethiopia story, where Ethiopia declares state of emergency as rebels advance. Well, that's on page 25 of the Daily Nation from Kenya.
Away from the Daily Nation, let's go to South Africa now. It is the so waited front page. You could see it's actually, you have a lot of stories there, but let's focus on one at a time right there on the front page. And so begins the horse trading. That's what you find. And what is it all about? Well, with no outright winner in Gauteng Metro's, parties must beginning to form coalition governments. You'll find that story on page 3. Also, it says that Luthuli House wants tight control over co-governing deals. I'm sure you know about the elections that took place November the 2nd, not long ago. And the results, they say, oh, it's quite tight. There needs to be beginning. You find that story and much more when you pick up the Sowetan. Let's just pick a few more. Another one on page 7. It says, Ngoma strips for audience with minister. Strips?
Really?
What type of strip are we talking about? Well, page 7. We'll give you the answers. I'm not saying much. Sowetan motoring, I beg your pardon. It says a mini evolution. Find out what it's about. You get to learn so much from that. And a big one. This is a big one. It says more pain at filling stations. Fuel prices up, expected to rise again in December. Fuel prices everywhere, challenges everywhere, but that's exactly what is actually going on in some parts of Africa and most importantly, some parts of the world.